Welcome to Inside Bobcat Athletics. My name is Molly Aarons. Behind me is the defending Sun Belt Championship team. Before the volleyball team is able to earn their 2014 title, the softball team is in preparation to earn their 2014 Sun Belt Championship title as well. Brant Freeman is talking to Coach Ricky Woodard in preparation of this year's 2014 Sun Belt Softball Championship.
Thanks, Molly. Here we are at the offices of the Texas State softball program with head coach Ricky Woodard joining us. The Bobcats coming into the week have played 16 games, 11-5 so far, coming off a 3-2 showing at the North Texas tournament in Denton. Coach, just give us your early impressions on your softball team 16 games in.
Well, they've been fun to watch. If you've gotten to see any softball, you've realized that we could have won or lost every single game we played, which is kind of a fun spot to be in. And so it's one of those deals where right now we just try to carry our energy and our motivation to keep winning every single pitch. And I think if we can carry that through to the end, it's, we probably would be 16-0. But every once in a while we falter on that. So, but again, it's been 16 games that we could have won or lost. Could have gone either way at the end of the game.
Well, we mentioned that you played the tournament in North Texas this past week, and you have another coming up in Mississippi this upcoming weekend. What do these non-conference tournaments do for you in preparation for Sun Belt play?
Well, some of it's been, just a matter of getting on the road and playing. I think that's some of it. And then playing the unknown always helps. This past weekend in Denton, those were all familiar teams to some degree. We'd never played Abilene Christian or Prairie View A&M, and so it wasn't completely, all Southland teams and then North Texas. But it's kind of fun because you get to see some different people. This weekend, we're going to see a whole lot of different people that I don't know if I've ever seen. I don't know if we've ever played Memphis or Ohio. And so it's been, it's kind of fun and exciting. And I think it'll help prepare us because we don't really know going into the Sun Belt. There's a lot of teams in there I've never played. So I think it's going to prepare us in a lot of different ways.
You mentioned that, and your schedules in years past have been pretty diverse, but you look at this particular schedule here in 2014, and it seems as if you're playing schools from just about every conference in the country. What does it mean for Texas State softball to get that kind of exposure around the nation?
Well, again, that's kind of one of the things we like to pride ourselves on early in the season is playing whoever, wherever, whenever. And hopefully that prepares you for conference play. I also knew that the Sun Belt Conference is going to be a tough conference softball-wise, so we needed to play tough competition before we got there. And I think that we're going to do a pretty good job of doing that. We have a pretty good mix this year. I felt like we mixed up the first 20, 25 ball games, with some home, some away, and then, some that we should beat fairly easily, and then some that we may not be able to beat. So it'll be interesting to see how it's prepared us when we actually get to that first opening weekend of the Sun Belt.
Well, let's look at the makeup of your softball team. You have 5 seniors, 3 juniors, so you have 8 upperclassmen on this roster. And you look at the seniors, the one that stands out to me early part of the season has to be your pitcher, Rain House, entering the week 8-3 so far, ERA under 2. What are your impressions of the way she's handled herself in the circle early on?
I'd have to say wow, and that's kind of what we tell her. The difference between just her mentality coming in here last year as a transfer and walking on and making the team to being our #1 ace this year, and really just has been the way she carried herself and the way she prepares. Some of hers was just building her confidence, and one of the things we've instilled in her is that she has the advantage. The pitcher has the advantage in this game, and so if she hits her spots, she's hard to beat. So again, she's been one of those kids that's been fun to watch just because it's been fun to watch her grow and change mentally into this dominant pitcher that she's been able to be for us this year.
Well, while the experience is nice, the youth has been pretty good in this team as well. Kendall Wiley in particular, when looking at the batters for your team, hitting .375 at OPS over 1,000, team high 13 RBI entering the week. It's for somebody only a sophomore out of nearby Austin, a very good sign moving forward with the way she's been hitting.
Oh, definitely, especially since she's a kid that sat out the last year and a half and didn't even play any ball. And so, the way she's swinging the bat, which we knew offensively, she was going to come in and provide some power for us, and that's definitely what she's done. It kind of changes the mentality of some of the other players when they get up to swing, is that she swings the bat with some power and some authority, and she kind of dictates the plate, and that's what we're trying to get everybody to do. So I talked about Rain having the advantage at the plate, but I'm not sure that Kendall doesn't have it also as a batter.
You know, and your batters as a whole, you look at the team so far, 16 games in, you've drawn 61 walks, which is 21 more than your opponents, and compared to only 72 strikeouts, your team has been very patient at the plate, making things very tough on opposing pitchers and fielders, for that matter, putting a lot of balls in play.
Right, that's one of the things we talk about. If you look at the makeup of this team, has a lot of speed to it, and so we want to get on base. We don't care how we get on there. So we feel like we have a pretty good mixture at the top of the lineup and bottom of the lineup with a lot of speed, and then the middle has a little bit of power. So we're not always looking to hit the home run or figure out how to get on base. We don't care if we get hit. We want to get on base because we know if we get on the base pass, we're dangerous, and that's kind of, I think, been the strong point of this team offensively, is they make the other team make a lot of mistakes because they are quick and aggressive on the bases.
It's always fun to talk about strikeouts and home runs and RBI, but one thing that we don't talk enough about is the fundamentals of the game, but in particular fielding. And 16 games in, you have committed only 7 errors. Your opponents have committed 26 so far in your 16 games. Moving forward, especially when you get to Sun Belt Conference play, how important will it be to keep that up?
Oh, it's very important. That's one of the things that we talk about all year long. I'm one of those coaches that's still very hardcore on the defensive fundamentals of the game, and not a lot of people still do. They spend a lot more time hitting, but we still spend a lot of time on defense here, and we pride ourselves on being really strong defensively. So I think you look at our infield, they've committed very few errors this year and already, and that's one of the things, again, that we just really spend a lot of time talking about and working on, is making sure that we are not giving up the extra bases.
All right, Coach, best of luck this weekend in Mississippi.
Thank you.
All right, that says softball coach Ricky Woodard. Up next at Inside Bobcat Athletics, highlights of the indoor track championships from Birmingham, Alabama.
Texas State track and field team accomplished 3 WAC titles last year and are working for their first Sun Belt title this year. This past weekend, the Bobcats competed in the indoor track and field championship.
The championships was awesome. This was a very trying season. A lot of disappointment, so to come up and to perform here at the indoor championships was amazing.
Going out there, you know, we had a good field. Basically, it's all starting over, like I said before. You don't really look at paper, you know, everything starts over. So it was good to go out there and battle it out with those guys and, you know, come out with a new PR.
The competition was good. I had a couple of people who I knew it would be a struggle to compete against. My mark was a big one. It was an all-time PR. It was 42.2, especially for indoor. That's really good. And I was an inch and a half away from nationals, so it was really good.
I feel like I had a pretty good indoor season. I mean, it was better than last year's indoor season, and I felt really great going into last year's outdoor. My goal going into outdoor would be definitely qualifying for nationals and definitely winning conference again, and hopefully qualifying if I qualify for nationals, doing well there.
From all of us here at Inside Bobcat Athletics, my name is Molly Aarons. Thank you for watching.